Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce RTX 5090 in the Far Cry franchise. All of these games from 2004 all the way up to 2021. Let's get to it, shall we? And from 2004, behold Far Cry, a 21-year-old title that still manages to look quite decent. Obviously, textures look like crap. The FOV is not adjustable, but the water, for example, and some of the vegetation looks pretty decent 21 years later. I can't really complain about this. This was a marvel when it came to graphics back then, I believe. So we're playing at 4K resolution with 8 times anti-aliasing and the maximum settings, obviously. Let's start counting our FPS, and it seems like we are CPU bound here in this one. Oh, okay, so they're already spotting me. Wait a second. Come on, get over here. There we go. There we go. We got this. Oh, we got parrot as well. Look at that. We got wildlife already in Far Cry games in 2004. And look at the lack of shimmering everywhere. Also, we're maxing out our GPU sometimes. I didn't think that would happen. Most of the time we are CPU bound, of course, because GPU utilization isn't maxing out. But sometimes it does go up to 99% on a 5090 and a 20. Wow! All right. On a 21-year-old title, guys. But yeah, if you haven't played this masterpiece back in the day, also, oh, look at the ray tracing. Look at the ray tracing. No screen space reflections. I mean, it's not ray tracing, obviously. It's another technique to make most things still reflect if they're off screen. Maybe they're not even accurate. They probably aren't. But it does look good. Some games these days, if you disable ray traced reflections, you don't get any reflections at all. One could say that we got better graphics to performance reflections back in 2001 than right now, because ray tracing just wrecked the GPU performance completely, and CPU performance as well, the performance overall. Okay, anyway, guys, this is it. Can we grab some more guns? Yes, we can. There we go, finally. Come over here. Why are you jumping off of the tower, dude? No, don't kill me. Don't kill me. We need med packs, my friends. This is back in the days before the health regen was a thing. All right, let's go. Maybe inside of here, there's some med packs. Yes, okay, there we go. We got some armor. That's good. Oh, wait, we do have health regen. We got a car over here as well. Can we get inside of it? Yes, we can. Let's go. We can shoot at the chopper as well. Let's go. Let's go. Destroy the chopper. Wait. Destroy the bastards first. Bob's friends. Come on. Destroy it. Destroy. No, it's not gonna happen. All right, let's go in this direction. Maybe we can follow him somewhat. Goodbye, sir. Reminds me of Crysis over here, the car gameplay. Oh, wildlife over there as well. Look at that. Beautiful piggy. Alright, and that's it, I think, for Far Cry 1. Super vibrant, pretty decent looking for its age, in my opinion. And, are you attacking me? What is going on? Why are you breaking things? Stop it! Good physics as well, look at that. Can we destroy trees? No, not really. Alright, and we're dead. And from 2008, we got the next installment in the series. This is Far Cry 2. The FPS are unlocked, by the way. As you can see, it goes up to like 500. But we are heavily CPU bound here, or something else bound here. The game doesn't really use a lot of cores on the CPU, so, you know, we're bound by like a single core on the 9800X3D. And that results in a very low GPU utilization, especially in city areas like this one. But let's go over the settings here. We're at 4K once again with 8 times anti-aliasing again, DirectX 10 this time around. It was the X9 in the previous one, and the highest settings, of course. Alright, and well, it's quite a pleasant experience. The game is once again super sharp because of the lack of TAA, and with that 8 times anti-aliasing, which I believe is MSAA probably, or super sampling, I don't know. Moving on, I think I'm gonna start a war right here. Yes, sir. Let's go. Okay, not with the sword, please. Ooh, this is a very nice weapon. I'm gonna start counting the FPS as well. Hello? Hello, where are you? Maybe over there. Oh, boy. That is crazy explosions. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. From 2008, my friends. Look at that. This game also has a ton of nice physics in it as well. Come on, come on, come on. I want this. Okay, the controls are a little bit different coming from Far Cry 1. It has spreading fire, guys. All right, the fire spreads throughout the woods and the vegetation and everything. It's really nice. Okay, let's get out of here because the FPS are way too low. Look at that, dropping into the 100s in a 2008 game. Seriously? 17-year-old title? Come on. I mean, yeah, it's all because of the optimization and it not being optimized to take advantage of high core count CPUs. Obviously, back in these days, things were still heavily single-threaded, and honestly, in some games they still are. Over here, though, outside of big city areas, we get up to 60% GPU utilization, 70% actually, look at that, and 500 plus frames per second. Pretty crazy, isn't it? There was also the jamming mechanic, of course, in this game. The weapons can jam. This one is brand new, so it probably won't jam, but yeah. And the healing mechanics were also pretty interesting, although I have a lot of syringes now, so I can't really showcase that, unfortunately. But you would take out bullets from your knees and stuff like that. It's really interesting. It's one of the games that I really wanted to play back in 2008, yet I never could because I didn't have a good PC at the time. But anyways, guys, this is the brown Far Cry. The only thing pulling it down, I think, is the brown look, in my opinion. I wish it was more vibrant. Also, we can fix vehicles. Look at that. It's awesome. There are so many mechanics in this 2008 game. Look at that. Oh, I really love the fact that we don't have a map in this one as well. Like, we don't have a map in the HUD, that is. You can bring up the map like this, and you see the GPS, as well as the normal map for some reason. But yeah, I guess the normal map tells you more things, and the entire world map as well. So yeah, guys, that's it for Far Cry 2, the 2008 installment. You can also cut down the bushes and so on. Look at that. It's probably the game that I spent the most time on playing yesterday. It's pretty lovely. I wish I had more time to play these games fully, because I loved the next installment in the series. It's my favorite game of all time, Far Cry 3. We're here at 4K resolution again, this time with DirectX 11. This game already supports that. MSAA 8 times, extremely intensive stuff. The ambient occlusion is set to HBAO, and the maximum settings, of course. I mean, you shouldn't really play with anything other than maximum settings in any of the Far Cry games with the 5090. Even Far Cry 6 with ray tracing is probably going to run extremely well at native 4K resolution. So let's keep on going here. So good looking, guys. Even to this day, it's such a joy to come back to Far Cry 3. The story was awesome, the gameplay was phenomenal, the graphics are still great, and the performance, well, it's performing, I guess. Unfortunately, this isn't really known to be super well optimized. It runs on potatoes, that's not what I mean, but as you can see, sometimes there is a little stutter here and there while loading new areas. And also, I mean, drops to the 90s or low 100s in terms of FPS is pretty poor for a PC like this, obviously. Oh, hello there, I didn't really see you. Okay, okay, oh boy, yes, the healing animations were also really good in this one. I got a grenade here. Let's go. Throw that out. Deal with another enemy, maybe. Yeah, there he is. Come on. Okay, all good. Weapons felt so good. Oh, I'm out of ammo. All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna use C4 then. This is awesome. But yeah, it's been a really long time since I played Far Cry 3. I played through it twice in my old laptop. Oh, no, that's the real Jack right there. The Leopard, my friends. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come over here, Jack. Come over here. Come with me. Come with me and kill the bastards. Let's go. Let's go. There he is. Look at that. Look at beautiful Jack. No, do not come this way, please. Thank you. Also, yeah, the fire effects still did the same thing as the previous game, guys. The fire spreads through the woods, through the vegetation. It's awesome. There we go, headshot. We need to take our time lining those shots and so on. There we go, beautiful. We can reload now as well. Look at those textures. They still look good. They're only consuming 5 gigabytes or allocating 5 gigabytes of VRAM at the moment at 4K resolution. Yeah, this game is just... Whew, I love it, guys. It's one of the big reasons why I really wanted to make this video. Look at the water as well. Oh my god! What the heck? Oh! Oh! Stop it! Thank you! Alright. Jesus! I forgot. I completely forgot about the crocodiles in this game. I wish I could play it with like 240 FPS. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's not going to be possible. It doesn't even support frame generation, obviously being such an old title at this point. So you got to deal with around 100 to 140 or 150 FPS sometimes, which is still a smooth experience, yes. But I think I would lock it to like 90 frames per second. That's how I've been playing it anyways yesterday with the 5090, because it gets you smooth 90 all of the time without any stuttering issues whatsoever. Still, what an absolute masterpiece, beauty of a 2012 13-year-old title. Can you believe that? And now from 2013 we got a very interesting spin-off of the franchise. This is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, based in futuristic events after the world has come to an end and you are a robot, basically. This is just pure fun, guys. It doesn't take itself seriously in any way. I mean, Far Cry 3 also didn't, kind of. But this... it takes it to an extreme. It is a refreshing take, I would say, in the franchise, and it keeps a lot of Far Cry 3's mechanics as well, and the graphics and performance are basically the same as Far Cry 3. So we're here playing at 4K resolution DX11, 8xAA. It's the same thing as Far Cry 3, since it's exactly the same engine, and it works how you would expect after seeing the Far Cry 3 results. It drops into the 100s sometimes, lower 100s. A few times goes up to like 200 FPS, but it doesn't stay there, unfortunately. It's a little bit less intensive, I think, because, well, the world is also a little bit smaller than Far Cry 3's. Alright, you know what? Let me take you down. There we go. Blue blood, neon blue blood. Actually, it's radiation blood. Yeah. Come on. Oh my gosh. It's pretty hard, actually, to control this. The recoil is kind of insane in this one. Gosh. But it's just so chaotic. It's so interesting. Oh boy. I kind of wish there was ray tracing or path tracing here, honestly, because it's a bit too dark. I increased the brightness already, but I can barely see things. Maybe during the day you'd be able to. But... right. Did you see that? I flipped him off. Oh, see what I mean? This doesn't take itself seriously at all. But it's still a very fun title, and one that you can pick up for very, very cheap. Like, what, $3, $2 sometimes? It's a lot of fun still. Here we are, guys, playing Far Cry 4. Beautiful game from 2014. I recently made a video on it, playing with a GTX 1050 Ti, 1080p high settings, getting around these FPS, no, around 60 FPS, a little bit lower than this. But yeah, this game is such a beautiful title. It runs so well, even on old hardware like the 1050 Ti, which wasn't old back when this game came out, of course. Actually, the 1050 Ti came after this game came out. But these days, games don't look as good as Far Cry 4. Some of them. Oh, I completely forgot to show you the settings. We're at 4K maximum settings, of course, with some Nvidia GameWorks related options enabled. Anti-aliasing MSAA 8 times, extremely intensive once again, but this time around we are fully GPU bound in Far Cry 4, so no CPU bottlenecks anymore, at least with 8 times MSAA at 4K resolution, and honestly, this is probably one of the sharpest ever picture qualities that I have seen in recent years, guys. This is just super sharp. It's 4K with 8 times MSAA, that's expected, right? But holy crap, no shimmering in sight. This game is so worth playing these days still. Unfortunately, no destruction. absolutely zero destruction. So even Far Cry 2 has more destruction than this one. Now, I am curious to see how it would work without anti-aliasing. It's probably going to become CPU bound. Yeah, it is CPU bound. 140s, 150s, so a little bit better than what we saw in Far Cry 3, or maybe it's around the same, actually. Yeah, it drops to around the same values, probably. So if you want to play without AA, it's going to be way better and way higher refresh rate of an experience. And in terms of the graphics at 4K resolution, I still don't see a lot of shimmering, which is pretty impressive. I thought I'd see a lot of it. Yeah, this is way better without the anti-aliasing. 140s, 130s. It does stutter a little bit, just like Far Cry 3 did, unfortunately. But it is what it is. If you lock the FPS, once again, you won't have such stuttering issues, so it's fine if you play at like 90 FPS locked all of the time. It's going to be a flat frame time graph experience, 100%, and it's going to be a bit more enjoyable. So I would recommend you to do that. There's also plenty of wildlife. Oh, look, it's the piggy from Far Cry 1. He's back here. What? Hello, little buddy. How's it going? It's still a little bit of a shame, once again, that without anti-aliasing, we can't max out the 5090 all of the time. I think in the newer titles, like Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6, we will be able to play them with higher FPS than these older ones. And again, that's just a little bit of a shame. Oh, look at that! Not the monkeys, but that! This thing was also in Far Cry 3! My God! I don't know what happened there. But yeah, you could fly those things around in Far Cry 3 as well. Actually, in Far Cry 3, you had a wingsuit that you could wear anywhere in the map and just jump off of cliffs and so. It's just so fun. And from 2015, we got something very different that Ubisoft did. This is Far Cry Primal. It takes place 10,000 BC. Alright, you got weapons like the spear here, a mace, the bow and the arrow. It works really well with the Far Cry franchise, I gotta say that, guys. And it looks phenomenal at the same time. It's a good step up from what we saw in Far Cry 4, in my opinion. They did tweak some things here and there in terms of graphics, but the map layout is actually the same. They cut a few corners there, for sure. But yeah, if you aren't fancying the modern day weapons and the gameplay and so on, you could go back in time, play this game. It's actually a lot of fun. So we're at 4K max settings. Obviously, HD textures are enabled, and the SMAA is now the anti-aliasing of choice, because there's only off FXAA and SMAA. There's no MSAA anymore. They removed that from the game. And that's a little bit of a shame, especially at lower resolutions, guys. I don't like to see that. Damn, it almost went up to 300 FPS there. You know, MSAA is the best anti-aliasing there is, and this just marks the spot where TAA were starting to become a thing. It wasn't a thing yet in this game, fortunately, otherwise it would have been a blurry mess in terms of visuals, but you can see where we're going in the next one, right? It's going to be pretty soft looking. And honestly speaking, I think this looks better than Ark Survival Evolved or Survival Ascended to me. This might be a little bit flatter in terms of the colors and stuff, aside from when you see blood. Blood is very red, vibrant here in this one. But yeah, the Ark Survival Ascended has a lot more colors going on. But I think this works better. It's nowhere near the same game as Ark, okay? It's not a survival with base building mechanics and so on. But just in terms of spear handling games that are from a very long time ago, I think this holds up better. We got some bad guys over here. Not these. This one. Bastards. Alright, see the red, vibrant blood in this one I was telling you about. But anyway, that's it for Far Cry Primal. We've been running around for a while already, and it's time to move on to the next installment in the series, which is the beloved by many and hated by some. It's always a thing with Far Cry games, honestly. Far Cry 5. Here we have it from 2015 in Hope County. We have the beautiful, super well optimized Far Cry 5. This game is so gorgeous, guys. It's one of the best looking Far Cry games in my opinion. The screen space reflections could be better. This doesn't support ray tracing, so it bothers me a little bit that the entire thing just disappears once the objects are off screen, but that's how screen space reflections work. But look at those FPS and that GPU utilization. It's just phenomenal. Let's go over the settings here. We're at 4K, of course, utilizing maximum settings with HD textures and 100 FOV. And it's just flawless, obviously. 200 plus frames per second experience. I've seen UE5 titles looking way worse than this one, aside from maybe reflections. Like, those reflections are pretty terrible. But yeah, UE5 recent titles that look worse and get like 4 times less FPS. Now, it's not 99% GPU utilization all of the time. Over in this area, we're getting down into the 80s. Come on, 80% range. It's still above 200 FPS most of the time. And it's starting to get a little bit stuttery. But it's yet another one of those cases where if you lock your FPS, it's going to be a lot better in terms of stability. We got the spreading fire again, of course. Goodbye, sir. Thank you. Kill these guys. Oh, this is a single fire weapon. Okay. It's like an auto sniper. Looked like the weapon that I was wielding before, but nope. Come on. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Okay. I need to heal myself. Let's go. Without the HUD, it's even better, honestly. Look at the weapon model here. This 1911 looks really good. But yeah, this game is really well optimized, guys, to the point where it runs really well as well on stuff like GTX 1650s, 1050s, even older than that. I remember playing this game on the first used GPU that I bought in my channel, which was the HD 5770 from, if I'm not mistaken, 2010. And it could still play this game at 720p resolution with lowest settings, obviously, and 30 FPS, but still, the graphics to performance ratio is insane. That's awesome to see. Let's explode that thing. Come on. I want to see it. I want to see it. Let's go. Faster. There we go. Those explosion and smoke effects look so good as well. The fire effects. Oh. Like, I'm just gonna stand still over here for you to take a look at this. Look at the amount of detail in this single picture. It could be a thumbnail. You turn to anywhere, and it could be a video thumbnail. And next we have the pink-ish Far Cry. It's Far Cry New Dawn. It has a lot of pink hues, that's why. It runs pretty much the same as Far Cry 5 because it's on the same engine and version of the engine as well. And it gets us around the same FPS as well. 200 plus frames per second at the 4K maximum settings here with HD textures enabled. Well, it's not maximum settings, I suppose, because I always disable motion blur. But yeah, this means it's going to run flawlessly once again, look fantastic once again. It's another very interesting and different spin-off coming from the main series. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Sometimes I miss the headshots. It's pretty weird. I feel like the bullets are going a little bit over their heads. Anyway, let's kill the bastards here. Where's the other one? There he is. Why are you down, buddy? I'm just gonna punch you to death. Or not. Or definitely not. Okay. Alright, that doesn't work quite well. Well, let's see the explosions. Yeah, exactly the same as in Far Cry 5, guys. Alright. This is very similar. Oh, okay. We got more bastards over here. Stop that. Come on, take down. There we go. Whoa. Good, 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 good. Can I take this one down as well? Goodbye. Oh, maybe I'm gonna have to blur that for YouTube. Okay. Also, frame time isn't the best. It's pretty much the same as Far Cry 5's, but it's a little bit more thick, as you can see right now. It has some micro stutters, so locking the FPS to like 144 or 120 or even 165, something like that, is your best course of action in these games. And with the HD textures enabled, it only consumes around 8-point-something gigabytes. So to enable those in this 2019 title, you still need a more than 8 GB GPU. which is pretty interesting because AMD and Nvidia are still selling very expensive 8GB GPUs in 2025. They couldn't even render the high-resolution textures in these games. A 2018's Far Cry 5 would be struggling on an 8GB GPU if you enable those. And well, I guess this is it. Looking great from up here. We can parachute down there. Yeah, the game looks quite good, just like Far Cry 5 did, but this one is a bit more vibrant, a bit more over the top with that color. Oh boy. Look at that sunrise, guys. Far Cry 6 is the final game on today's video. This is from 2021. It looks phenomenal, actually. Like, the graphics in this game are fantastic. It also runs really smoothly, above 120 FPS at all times. Pretty incredible because this finally has ray-traced reflections. Look at that! Anyway, we're here at 4K, obviously at the maximum settings as well, with those HD textures enabled. This time around, we got DXR reflections and DXR shadows enabled. This is ray tracing, and no Fidelity FX CAS or whatever crap that is. That's just FSR stuff. The water looks so good in this game. I mean, don't you just want to go there in real life and take a bath? What the heck? How can they make water in games look so good? I mean, obviously, it's a game. That's why they can make it look so good. But there are places in real life where the water is like that, indeed. Also, we got TAA in this game, which is a bit unfortunate. I can definitely tell it's a little bit softer than even Far Cry New Dawn and Far Cry 5 were. But I mean, while that would be a problem at lower resolutions, at 4K, it's fine. It's not really a problem in my opinion. But we got some massively improved textures and the reflections as well, the shadow quality. There is Roach in this game, which I completely forgot about as well. Probably in Far Cry 5 there's Roach as well. I'm not sure. The FOV is absolutely awful, though. Look at this. I don't have motion sickness, but I feel like I would get motion sick if I was playing with a horse here in Far Cry 6. So I would not jump on the back of a horse. I'm noticing it's also a bit smoother with unlocked FPS compared to the previous installments. It still has some little issues here and there, but the fact that it's GPU bound 100% of the time now at 4K resolution with the 5090 makes it a bit steadier in terms of a frame time graph and a bit smoother overall. Sometimes people say that Ubisoft games are all broken and unoptimized and so on, but that hasn't been the case in the past. Now it is, especially with Star Wars Outlaws, for example, as well as Assassin's Creed Shadows. Those games are just super demanding. But as you can see, they used to be able to make great-looking games that performed extremely well. Alright guys, let's hope Ubisoft doesn't screw up the next one. That's all I'm saying. Alright, thanks very much for watching. Catch you in the next one very soon. And as always, love you all. Bye-bye. Let's make a barbecue, I guess. Hello. Oh, more enemies here. More enemies. Oh no, these are friendlies. Thank you for helping us.